Hello, my friends. Welcome back. It is still Friday, January 19th, 2024. The Drunk Pokeroo. Tis beer time. I'm going through my cellar there, trying to drink cellar beers. I meant to do it on Monday. Forgot. So, Cellar Beer Friday it is. For some reason, I've never made a video on this one. This is from 2021. So, going back almost 3 years now. Comes the Limberlost Blonde. 7.2%. It's a blonde sour ale. It was made by our pals at Sawdust City Brewing. I wrote it down here so I don't forget. I'm making notes from like when I'm doing my blog posts there, and I make notes. So it was half of blonde ale made with Limberlost yeast, aged in oak puncheons. And then it was half blonde ale made with Belgian yeast, aged in stainless steel. And I smacked them together and put some lemon zest in there. I don't know what happened to the can. It's a little wrinkly. Can you see it's a little wrinkly? Obviously, I probably put it in a cooler at some point, meant to drink it and didn't. It's been in the cellar for a long time. I have like 5 different Limberlosts, or 4 or 5 different Limberlosts, and I'm like, I'm going to drink one. Limberlost is a series of wild yeast strains, wild yeast beers that they make, and I could smell that from here. I smelled the Limberlost yeast. This is one of the greatest series of beers for wild yeast, farmhouse ales, whatever you want to call it, in Ontario. I'd even go bigger than that. I think if you can get your hands on these beers, and they're different every year, they do different things with it. They do different collabs, and honestly, it is just, it's one of those things that blows me away every time I have it. Now, it is can conditioned, so I usually pour slow, and then later I'll swirl it around, and I'll get all the stuff on the bottom, and I'll try it that way too. But at the beginning, I always want to try and get a clean pour. It's just a personal preference. You know, I like to try them both ways, because it does tend to get a little punchier with the stuff. But you are definitely smelling that sour. Still smelling a lot of lemon zest. This is almost a 3-year-old Limberlost. Like I said, and Paulie and I, we have had this discussion. Paulie G, the brothers G. But we've had this discussion, and these beers never disappoint. And I'm not a big funky beer drinker, because they're not. A lot of them are not well done. This is top-notch stuff. Let's get into it. Cheers. Pinky up. Oh, it's nice. So that, I read some stuff about it first come out. It was super sour. It certainly has come down into this kind of, it's mellowed a bit into this very nice barnyard funk, citrus forward, sour, absolutely tart. You're still getting a nice bit of tart lemon zest out of that, but wow. God damn. And it's such a unique strain of yeast that they use, and it always has this kind of funk to it that you can identify as Limberlost. Across the beers, across the creeks and the wild IPAs and everything. So we'll give it a little shake, which, you know, a lot of people don't like. They don't like to see any sort of, you know, opaqueness or floaties or whatever. I don't care. It's part of the experimentation. It is still very bubbly. It's wonderful. It's aged wonderfully, I think. Again, I am trying to encourage you to drink the beers in your cellar and let the beer make the day special. This is an ordinary Friday, nothing fancy. Actually, it was a very busy day at work, and I thought to myself, you know what? I deserve a treat. And I'm trying to be better with my money, as we talked about earlier, you know, how much we spent last year. And I'm like, that's what the cellar's for. It is to make my reward of a day. So guess what? This day just got made great. Why? Because it's friggin' beer. Because I got to tell you, you don't have that many special days in your life left. 100%. If you've got 100 bottles in your cellar, you're telling me you got 100 special occasions coming? Okay. I don't believe you. Drink your damn beers. Just, I don't know. It's just one guy. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Smooth a little bit, too. Lingers funky. Got a bit of that barnyard funk. Gorgeous stuff, man. I got, like I said, I got like 4 other versions of Limberlost in the fridge, I think, and in the cellar. So I'm very excited to kind of get into them over the next, you know, 3-4 months. Just to have them because I can. Because I want to make the day special with the beer. All right? I'm going to make some paschettis. Meat sauce. I don't make meatballs. That's too much work. Just make a meat sauce with some peppers and onions. Maybe a little garlic. Trim that garlic real thin, like on Goodfellas. Somebody told me it dissipates too quickly, and I'm like, well, I don't want garlic chunks. Anyways, if you've got a Limberlost, why not get into it? It's a lot of fun. It really is. And if you haven't, if you can get some, I don't know what they've got left. If they got any of that one they did with quails, I think it was. But, or if you find one, if you got one in the cellar hiding, have it. All right, Poke loves you. Happy Friday. I got to work tomorrow, but then it's Friday for me tomorrow, so let's have a good time, all right? Cheers. These beers make every day feel like Christmas Day.